I'm here today in Harelbeke to meet some staff from Aquafin, which is just behind me. The company specialises in wastewater treatment, and I've come to find out more about their flexibility project. Jeroen, Aquafin is quite a large consumer of electricity, is that correct?
Yes, Aquafin is responsible for the transport and the wastewater treatment of the household wastewater in Flanders and also for the associated sludge treatment. Therefore, we have about 2,000 pumping stations, more than 300 wastewater treatment plants, and these are very energy-intensive processes. So, electricity consumption sums up to about 280 gigawatt hours a year, which equals 0.7% of the electricity consumption in Flanders.
And you produce a lot of your own electricity on this site here?
Yes, we do. We have a lot of sites with solar parks, but we also have some centralized sludge treatment sites where we produce biogas out of biological sludge. This biogas is a valuable source because by combusting the biogas in a biogas engine, we can produce heat, but we also can produce electricity.
And recently you installed a smart control system onto your biogas engine. Could you tell us a bit more about this?
We installed this smart control system because we also have a biogas balloon, and this biogas balloon is a storage capacity which is equivalent to about 150 household batteries. Previously, this biogas balloon was only controlled by the level in the balloon, so when the level was high, the engine was activated randomly throughout the day. By also looking at parameters like grid injection and day-ahead market prices, we came to a smart control system of this biogas engine. Firstly, we try to reduce grid injection by optimizing auto-consumption. For example, when solar production is high, we don't need to start up this biogas engine. Secondly, we try to activate the biogas engine at moments that market prices are high. In this way, not only valorizing the production at our own site, but also supporting the grid at moments that electricity is scarce.
And was it difficult or challenging to install this new system at all?
Well, indeed, it was quite challenging because at our production sites we have a control system based on a local PLC with local data and a local control algorithm. For this new smart control system, we needed connection to the cloud, and this was quite a challenge and needed digital transformation.
Ronnie, could you tell us a bit about the digital infrastructure that sits behind this smart control system?
First of all, I think it's important to mention that we already have an automation process in place. So basically we already have a PLC in place and a SCADA system that sits on top of the PLC, collecting data from the PLC to the cloud. This is already in place. What we have added additionally on top of that is that we installed 2 data loggers. So one data logger to collect the data from the solar panel production, the second data logger to collect the data from the energy consumption from this plant. And these data, together with the level of the biogas in the balloon, is being sent now to the cloud. There we add the day-ahead prices from Apex, which basically then produces a new set point, calculates an algorithm and produces a set point, and that set point is being set back to the PLC, therefore enables the PLC to become smarter in its steering.
And I imagine for a project of this size, there was quite a lot of change management that was involved?
Change is also very important. We applied 2 principles up front. First of all, the SCADA system that are used to use, we are also applying that into the new system. So they are basically using the same application as before. Secondly, we always foresee a fallback scenario. So for them, it's very important that in case of any doubt, they can have a fallback to that old scenario, basically.
And can you tell me about some of the advantages of the project now that it's up and running?
Well, from a digital standpoint of view, for us it's very important that we were forced to rethink our future-proof architecture in terms of automation. What we foresee happening is that cloud computing and edge computing will be much more important, and this use case really forced us to rethink that. And so now we are basically ready to do a lot of more use cases like this in the future.
On top of that, of course, the financial benefits for Aquafin are important. With this pilot project, we think we will have a financial gain of about 20,000 euros. Moreover, corporate social responsibility will be more and more important in the future, I think, for all companies. And if we want to contribute to the energy transition, it's important to not only look within our own company, but also look for partnerships and see how we can contribute to the society and to the flexibility needed in society.
Are there any other flexibility projects of this kind on the horizon at all?
Yes, we do already have a large-scale emergency diesel engine active on the Elia ancillary services already a few years. Besides this, of course, with the project of the smart control of the biogas engine, we are exploring other sites, other processes, maybe other flexibility mechanisms we can use. And finally, we also have decided to put in place a large-scale battery at a site where the risk of flooding is very high. And with this battery, we could also contribute to the Elia ancillary services.
And finally, if you had to give one piece of advice to other companies who would be interested in providing flexibility for the grid, what would that be?
Well, I think for every company it can be useful just to look at the possibilities, and maybe it's not easy to start with it, but there is a lot of expertise out there at academic level in the energy consultant companies, but also directly at the aggregators which are really specialized on this topic. So just start with it, look at it and see what it can contribute to your company.
Just keep exploring, basically. Thank you. If your company is interested in valorising its flexibility, you can visit Elia's new website, Watts.Happening.be, for further information.